What's up, everybody? It is the Best Spot Kid Smooth, and I am back with another video. And this video is really questions concerning next-gen Xbox and the PlayStation, PS5, and Xbox Series X officially. So now, we are in January. There's a lot of questions to ask, and I feel like this month is passing by very, very slow. Of course, a lot of this information is going to be coming out very soon and start trickling out over the course of the next 5 to 6 months. But as gamers, we are very impatient. I am completely impatient. It's like I don't care about certain milestones and date deadlines to release information. Just give it to me now. That's pretty much how I look at it. But I do have some questions about the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X as it pertains to things such as backwards compatibility and how it will be implemented, cross-gen titles, pricing, release, and so on. So the Xbox Series X has already been revealed, at least its form factor, and maybe in a couple games have at least already been premiered, games that are confirmed for the console itself. Microsoft took to the Game Awards to show us the Xbox Series X in this crazy hype-inducing trailer, and then of course they managed to show off Hellblade 2 in terms just to give us a game, and then the console surprisingly looks like a miniature powerful PC, but just much sexier. Simplistic, looks like a tower. I think it's awesome. Can't wait to put it on this desk. Now the PlayStation 5 is set to be revealed sometime in February. All we got so far is a logo. The console pictures you'll be seeing around, nothing official. We've seen the dev kit, we've seen forms of the controller. We haven't quite seen the official console. So a lot of videos you're watching on YouTube and Twitter and stuff like that are just showing really random rendered guesses, and the photo I've been using is from, I believe, Falcon. I apologize if I'm saying that wrong. I really want to give them the proper shout out of where I got these PlayStation 5 renders. It's from Falcon Design 3D, so he did a good job based off the last I think leak for the PlayStation 5. So let's talk about a few things. Backwards compatibility. How is this thing being implemented? PlayStation 5 is rumored to be doing PlayStations 1 through 4 backwards compatibility. We know the PS3 was a tough kit to work with, and they've had problems making games backwards compatible on the 4. So the thing is that how are they going to do it? Are they going to be like doing HD remakes or HD ports over like they've done with a handful of PS3 titles that are now compatible with the PlayStation 4? What about the PS2 and PS1 games? Are they going to levy PlayStation Now? Are these games going to be playable on a disc, or are they going to have these games like already available in a store? And how are they going to price these things? Because not the average consumer of a PlayStation 5, chances are they don't have any PS2 games or PlayStation 1 games in their catalog to really test out. So how are we going to be accessing these like pretty much these old games? So I'm curious to see how that works. And we know PlayStation had patented some sort of software to enhance games automatically through their backwards compatible program, so that should eliminate the need for remasters. We already know the Xbox One X remasters games for you for the most part, especially games that are dealing with dynamic resolution and unlocked frame rates, and we've got plenty of examples that took place over the last couple years. So it's been really interesting to see, and that's also why I can't wait to see the current generation games that we get now that are on dynamic resolutions and unlocked frame rates, to see what they would be able to do harnessing the power of the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X. We know these things are going to be powerful. Really don't know how powerful. There's rumors all over the place. The PlayStation 5's power scales, it changes daily. Their teraflops on the PS5 changes daily. It went from 11.3 teraflops to 9.2 teraflops to 18 teraflops to now 12.2 teraflops. once rumored 72 teraflops. It's kind of crazy to the point where I really don't care to hear about teraflops anymore. I kind of want to just see the tangibles, and that is the games, the console, the plastic itself. I want to see all of that, and I'm running out of patience. The other thing I really have to ask about the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X is what's going on with like the games, the cross-gen stuff. Like, what does it mean like for like games like, let me give you an example. For example, Gears of War 5 or Gears 5 and Forza Horizon 4, you buy a copy of that for the Xbox One. That's an automatic copy for your Xbox One X if you decide to upgrade, or your Windows 10 PC if you have one. These are games that are playable on xCloud if you have it. It's like you buy the game and it works on pretty much your Xbox account. So my question is, moving forward, I think that's going to be the standard for first party games, but what about games like the Cyberpunks and stuff like that? Like, what happens if I buy Cyberpunk on the Xbox One? Will that be my copy? Will it be a cross-compatible game? Is that my copy for the Series X with this proper Series X enhancements? That's where it becomes weird. Last generation, we got a lot of ports and HD remasters on last-gen games. There's a lot of games that came out for the PS3 and the Xbox 360 between the years of 2011 and 2013 that end up relaunching on the Xbox One and the PS4 in 2014 and 2015. We got plenty of ports, and I just want to know, will gamers be forced to double dip, or will they be okay with the copy that they purchase on the Xbox One and PS4? I think Xbox users are probably has more of a benefit in this since they've been dealing with this a little bit longer. For PlayStation, it's going to be a little bit interesting to see how this works, because there's no current or existing example of this at all available on PlayStation. So this is things we really got to consider. Also, the pricing of games. Is pricing on games going to remain $59.99 for your typical AAA title? Is the cost of games going to increase? And if they do increase, kind of make things such as Game Pass look very, very valuable. Now, the other question I have is release. When are these things going to release? If I'm Microsoft, if I'm Xbox, the goal is to release before PlayStation, but I think PlayStation is a bit ahead of the curve, and I see PlayStation releasing in the last week of October, honestly, and Microsoft not too far behind with the first week of November. I think these consoles, the gap between these consoles is going to be a minimum 7 days to a minimum 5 days to a maximum of 14 days, I think, give or take. I think Microsoft might find themselves launching early November. PlayStation might find themselves launching late October. I don't think targeting this holiday thing is like ideal. I don't think it should be the focus for these new consoles. I feel I'm more so go to Nintendo route. Launch the bitch in September, launch it in March. But we know they all got their mindset on holiday. And to you, you got to ask yourself, when does the holiday really start? Is that October? Is that November? Is it December? Personally, I think they should really start targeting early November and late October, and I think PlayStation is going to release first at late October, with Xbox the week or two after in early November. Now, pricing is always going to be the thing. A lot of people are saying 400 for PlayStation and maybe 500 or 400 for Xbox. I see the PlayStation 5 launching at $500, $499. Given the tech that's supposed to be in this box, and remind you guys, this console's coming this year. This console's not a year away or 2 years away. It's coming this year. And the tech that's inside the PS5 and the Xbox Series X are supposed to be battling of like the 2080s and stuff like that. And of course, these are consoles, so they're able to get a beat down to the metal that could potentially give you performance or visuals or features comparable to a 2080 Ti might be. Who knows? But if that's going to be the case, the PlayStation 5, it'd be really odd to see it launch at $399. I got it $4.99. Xbox Series X was a bit tricky. It really all depends. Are they really releasing 2 SKUs? If they are releasing 2 SKUs, then the Series S can easily be $5.99. It's a price tag that's a little bit more acceptable in 2020 than it would have been in 2006. So I see the Series S coming in at $5.99, and if the lock card, aka the Xbox Series S or the Xbox Series Lite, who knows, if that does exist, they can pretty much afford to make the Series X a more expensive console by releasing the Series S at $399 or even $349. It will be cheaper than the PlayStation, and it will be pretty much on par with a lot of these consoles. And Siri is apparently not minding her business, she's minding mine. But with that being said, I think they can afford to do that. Now, if the latest rumors are true that there is no lock card, at least in 2020, maybe it comes later, then a Series X potentially is launching at $499, the same price as the PlayStation 5 personally. And I wouldn't be mad at it, because at the end of the day, I plan on purchasing both the Xbox Series X and the PlayStation 5 the days that they do exact release. Now, the less likelihood chance of them releasing on the same day is very unlikely. I do believe that both the consoles will release on a Friday because Tuesdays are so outdated. So I do expect a Friday release or a weekend release for both the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X. Now, I mean, the other questions is what's launching with these games. The thing about Xbox is that Microsoft purchased a whole bunch of studios in 2018. A lot of these developers are going to be spreading their wings this year and next year. We already know Halo Infinite is coming out with the Xbox Series X. It will also be playable on your Xbox One and your Windows 10 PC. But what about games like Forza? We haven't heard from Turn 10 in a couple years. They could be making a return and really show you how 120 frames per second work on a racer, and maybe how Forza can take advantage of ray tracing. So expect a Forza Motorsport 8 and maybe Compulsion. We've been hungry for a title. They're like the only ones that haven't really released anything super recently, but we know they have something cooking up. Is Microsoft doing any third-party deals? What will be launching with the Xbox Series X? I mean, there's been a lot of games that have been delayed, games that were scheduled for spring that are probably moving this way to the fall. And that's, you think of Cyberpunk 77, you think of Dying Light 2, you think of the Avengers. These all went from March to September. At this point, is it really even worth why not just hold out and get them for the Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5? Also, PlayStation, they're the weirdest situation because they have some mega releases coming this year. None have been confirmed for the PlayStation 5, and that is The Last of Us Part 2, which is due out in May, and then there's Ghost of Tsushima, which is due out late summer, which I think they were internally targeting September, but that's now looking like a bad idea given all the delays. So what happens with The Last of Us Part 2 and Ghost of Tsushima? And if are these going to remain PlayStation 4 exclusive? Will they find themselves on the PlayStation 5? Because if that's the case, then what do you launch the PlayStation 5 with? Is it Knack 3? Is it Ratchet and Clank? Do you bring back Gran Turismo, whether it be Gran Turismo 7 or GT Sport 2? What are you launching the platform with? We've only got one confirmation, and that is Godfall, which is being published by Gearbox, and that's going to be a PS5 PC only release. So we hear the rumors of Demon Souls by Bluepoint. That could be interesting. We know we're going to get a Horizon Zero Dawn 2 reveal this year, but chances of it releasing this year, not likely. So how does PlayStation roll out the PS5 and make it interesting when they have mega releases for the PlayStation 4 that have still yet to come? How do you do it? Well, one might add, I think Last of Us, by no brainer, if backwards compatibility is a thing, maybe you do get a version that works on the PlayStation 5. Maybe it's technically a PlayStation 5 game as well. Same with Ghost of Tsushima. And we know the Factions multiplayer standalone will come out later. That could be a ideal multiplayer only game for PlayStation 5 that is currently missing in the PlayStation's library. How do they go about releasing that? I don't know, but I'm interested to see what these two do with Sony, with the PlayStation 5, Microsoft with the Xbox Series X. We're still hungry for information. We're gonna find out a lot more about the PlayStation 5 in the coming weeks, and we sure Xboxes to follow up shortly after, since they did strike first with the actual ideal reveal. But that's all I got for you guys. Let me know your thoughts and your questions in the comment section below, and also give me some video ideas. I got a lot that I want to talk about. And also, I know you guys like the podcast. You're waiting for Planet Xbox to come back. I'm still trying to find a way to do it, so I've just been doing impromptu podcasts and speaking with different people. So shout out to Death Grips and Chris Righteous and all the people that join these random podcasts that I've been doing. It's been successful, and I plan to do plenty more of them. I don't have a name for it. I kind of just go with the win. But thank you guys for watching this video. Hit the like button, subscribe, and till next time, Xbox is the best box, and I am the best spot. Good night or good morning if you're on the other side of the globe. Peace.